We told them that they would have unlimited time and should feel under no pressure or stress to get the task done, or if they had problems completing any particular part of the checklist.
Give that 9. Important in this feature. Probably a bit more important. Macros will be the 7. Will I use this feature? Yes, I would. Exposure settings. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Okay, so I'll go to M, which I presume is manual mode, and it is manual mode. Exposure settings, so I'm going to take it, just press that here. So it doesn't seem to be in the main shooting menu, so I'll click out of that. Oh. LCD, that's for brightening the LCD, that's kind of odd. This is button here, this display on and off.
On video.
Okay, so video function. Is this feature available? Yes, I presume it is. And it's usually up here in the turn the video, so presumably that's it. And so okay, so function is available. I'm going to give that 9. Important in this feature. Probably a bit more important. Macros will be the 7. Will I use this feature? Yes, I would. Exposure settings. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Okay, so I'll go to M, which I presume is manual mode, and it is manual mode. Exposure settings, so I'm going to take it, just press that here. So it doesn't seem to be in the main shooting menu, so I'll click out of that. Oh. LCD, that's for brightening the LCD, that's kind of odd. This is button here. This
Okay.
display on and off.
So there's a big power button, so I'll turn it on. And it's this nice slidey thing. Okay, so first thing is macro function. I'm not sure what that is. I have no idea what macro function is. Or maybe it's the M. I'll turn it to the dial, the M dial. Manual. It's probably not it. I don't know what that function is, so I think I'll move on to the next thing. Video function, well I know what that is. So video function is standard symbol for the video and I can see that, so I'll turn the dial to it. Movie recording, so that feature is, yes, it is there. Is this feature there? Yes. How easy to find, 10, how easy to use. Right, so exposure settings, I'm not quite sure what they are, but there's a sun here, so I'm guessing it's something to do with that. So I'll press that one. But it's actually, it seems to be the same button as the green bin delete button, so that could be a bit risky. Exposure settings. I'll just twiddle the dial around and see what I can find. I know that M is manual, S is shutter, aperture priority. I don't know what that is. Program. Landscape. And portrait. Oh wow, that's very cool. Has a fast, like an ability to have a fast shutter time. That's pretty snazzy. But for the exposure,
Do the flash.
I suppose it's something. I don't know what that is. Well, if the flash I think is on now, so we're trying to take a photograph. Ah yes. All right. Well, definitely take that off first.
Yeah. It brings it up as well. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if I found the feature on the camera.
The red rate is wrong. The road issue with a red rate.
Delay timer.
From looking back through the video footage, we noticed that there were some reoccurring similarities between the investigators. First off, people who have more experience with digital cameras found the task a lot easier. Secondly, the investigators were able to find the symbols, so therefore were able to find the settings and features. Also, without realizing it, some investigators were able to find the correct settings by subconscious recognition. Subjective ideas of the importance or non-importance of specific features according to their own usage of digital cameras. On top of this, investigators rated the different features according to their own past experiences of digital cameras. It was observed that whoever created the feature checklist would have subconsciously selected some features over others. Investigator demographic presents bias. A younger investigator would feel more comfortable using digital cameras compared to an older investigator. It was also noticed that the investigators in general found the camera difficult to use because there were so many different functions, buttons, and methods of selecting different features. It was evident that it was a tedious and repetitive task for the investigator. Finally, designers and new product developers would find this method of usability evaluation very effective and informative. To conclude, overall, feature checklists are an easy-to-use form of usability evaluation. It provides the designer and product developer with relevant and precise feedback. It is a very simple form of usability evaluation. It is very time and cost effective and can be done by anybody using any product and any test subject without any prior training or information. It is completely universal and can encompass as much or as little feature as the designer or product developer needs feedback on. It can be adjusted to suit your requirements and your chosen product and investigators.